son, Sararis, Galea, Rachel, tres padres nuestros son, dos Moshe y Aarón, uno es el criador, Baruch, Baruch Shalom.
Entendiense, alabar a Dios, créense, ¿cuáles son los cinco?
Cinco libros de la ley, cuatro madres nuestras son, tres padres nuestros son, dos Moshe y Aarón, uno es el criador, Baruch, Baruch Shalom.
Entendiense, alabar a Dios, créense, ¿cuáles son los seis?
6 días de la semana, 5 libros de la ley, 4 madres nuestras son, 3 padres nuestros son, 2 Moshe y Aarón, 1 es el criador, Baruch, Baruch Shalom.
Entendiense, alabar a Dios, créense, ¿cuáles son los 7?
7 días con Shabbat, 6 días de la semana, 5 libros de la ley, 4 madres nuestras son, 3 padres nuestros son, 2 Moshe y Aarón, 1 es el criador, Baruch, Baruch Shalom.
Entendiense, alabar a Dios, créense, ¿cuáles son los 8?
8 días de la milá, 7 días con Shabbat, 6 días de la semana, 5 libros de la ley, 4 madres nuestras son, 3 padres nuestros son, 2 Moshe y Aarón, 1 es el criador, Baruch, Baruch Shalom.
Entendiense, alabar a Dios, créense, ¿cuáles son los 9?
9 meses de la preñada, 8 días de la milá, 7 días con Shabbat, 6 días de la semana, 5 libros de la ley, 4 madres nuestras son, 3 padres nuestros son, 2 Moshe y Aarón, 1 es el criador, Baruch, Baruch
Entendiense, alabar a Dios, créense, ¿cuáles son los 10?
10 mandamientos de la ley. Sin Yosef, 10 mandamientos de la ley. 9 meses de la preñada, 8 días de la milá, 7 días con Shabbat, 6 días de la semana, 5 libros de la ley, 4 madres nuestras son, 3 padres nuestros son, 2 Moshe y Aarón, 1 es el criador, Baruch, Baruch Shalom.
Entendiense, alabar a Dios, créense, ¿cuáles son los 12?
12 tribus con Yosef, 11 tribus sin Yosef, 10 mandamientos de la ley, 9 meses de la preñada, 8 días de la milá, 7 días con Shabbat, 6 días de la semana, 5 libros de la ley, 4 madres nuestras son, 3 padres nuestros son, 2 Moshe y Aarón, 1 es el criador, Baruch, Baruch Shalom.
O Cabo Verde, o canhador. Alegria na minha peito, algo invade minha coração. Ternura e paz, depois do nó, de um sonho tão feliz, acordar, tudo animou. Imaginação, um olhar, minha terra verde, cheia de prosperidade, chuva tá cair, tudo lindo a brincar, cor brilhante, felicidade, vida de bonança, sem miséria, sem fome. Vida bom para toda gente, alegria na povo, um paraíso de amor. Sem miséria, sem fome, vida bom para toda gente, alegria na povo, um paraíso de amor. Coração, ternura e paz, depois do nó.
That was a great look. Seja bem-vindo.
Shalom.
Welcome.
Well,
Now music.
Okay.
Why don't you go ahead? We'll see about the music after.
Boa tarde. Good afternoon.
Okay, but hold your. Do you have this one?
Start.
You need this one also.
I have it.
Oh, you have it there. Okay.
Ready.
Okay. Beautiful. Good. We're trying to get her father's music playing.
What?
We're trying to get her father's music supposed to play right here.
Oh my gosh.
But I don't know where it is. Should we
Wait,
just go ahead
it's
with
on Kayla.
introductions?
Wait. Kayla, are you looking for that?
That's right.
Why don't we do the intros?
I think we do the intro.
I think we do the intros. Yeah, go. We're live.
Okay, everybody, we had a small mishap, but we can still catch up. So, for starters, introducing myself. Oh, I don't think they can.
Hold this closer to your mouth.
Is it better? Is it better? Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. So, repeating. My name is Dora Simas. I was named Dora Lisa, and it came from Dora Lis, which was, at the time, my parents' favorite love song. So I'm a love story. So, yes. The song Doralice was written by one of my father's most famous composer ever, Vinícius de Moraes. So we planned right now to play you a little bit of one of my father's favorite song ever, although I have many dozens. And I don't know, I think Kayla's having a small mishap. Are we? But we'll get to it, hopefully.
Oh, Cabo Verde, o que angústia e paixão. Minha vida nasce de desafio, de bom clima ingrato, vontade e ferro, é bom na peito. Gosto pra lutar, é bom nas braços. O quem agarra em doce amor.
Thank you. I needed that. So my father is the biggest reason why I'm here today. For the values, for the dreams that he inputted in me. So today we are celebrating him. You're celebrating with me, Antero Simas and other greatest. I had a whole speech, but I'm going with my guts right now. So I'm celebrating my ancestors, and I'm blessed to have had very beautiful, direct blood ones. But my world gets broadened every day, and again, I get to see such beautiful people and live such beautiful moments like this that I got just allow me to go off the script, and thank you. Thank you very much for having me here. I came from Sal. I went to Brazil to study. I've been living in America for quite a while. I am an interpreter, a translator, and like I wrote here, I'm going to the script now, I'm a miracle worker. Trust me, and I'm here and I'm standing and proudful because we have beautiful ancestry, and I'm honored to share it with you. Thank you.
And I'm Noah T. Weiner. I use the pronouns he and him, and I live in Northampton, Massachusetts, in western Massachusetts. And I was born in a rural town in Maine. My parents moved to the woods to raise their own food and generate their own electricity from solar power. My father grew up in New Hampshire, and his parents were born right here in Roxbury and Lynn. And this isn't a place that I've had a lot of connection in my adult life. And so I'm really honored to be here and feel the ancestry, in particular, of my grandmother, Irene Brody. My father's grandparents were all Eastern European Jews. They were all born in Lithuania, and they all emigrated to Boston as teenagers in the early 1900s. It's hard for me to imagine what that experience was like for them. Growing up, I was the only Jewish kid in my school, and we were part of a small lay-led synagogue founded in about a century earlier by Jewish peddlers in mid-coast Maine. And in college, I discovered Judaism as a spiritual practice, and a practice that I always say saved my life is Shabbat. And Shabbat is a day of rest. It's the second most important Jewish holiday, and it comes every week. And it's a time both to rest and pray and to sing, and also just to sit around a table in a luxurious way, where you're not just there to eat, you're there to gather and to connect. So that's what we're all here getting to do today for another form of that, sitting around the table and telling stories. And I'm so grateful to be alive for this gathering and to be here with all of you.
And allow me to tell you about my special tradition. We have in Cabo Verde a tradition of juntamon. We come together. And, you know, gatherings like this used to be the norm. And we used to love and feel each other. So, juntamon for me is my favorite. Para Cabo Verde sempre, no voltando aos tempos de juntamon, no levantando os irmãos, no ser mais grande, no eleva-nos Cabo Verde. Amém. Hoje, nos ali reunidos, já não tem 3 anos dentro de uma pandemia global. Já temos mais de 6,9 milhões de vidas no mundo inteiro. Não perdi tanto. Não entra um momento de silêncio para nos lembrar e nos honra nos perdas e nos resiliência.
We gather here tonight 3 years into a global pandemic that has taken at least 6.9 million lives worldwide. We've lost so much. Let's take a moment of silence to remember and honor our loss and our resilience.
Hoje, nos está ali virtual, ao vivo na YouTube e na Facebook. E nos está fisicamente na Boston, Massachusetts, ali no prédio Thelma D. Burns, na Roxbury. Roxbury, que de 1927 e 1968 foi uma sinagoga e um centro comunitário, esse prédio ali, um centro comunitário judeu. Roxbury, que é a casa de um monte de nós cabo-verdianos também ali na Boston.
Tonight, we are virtual on YouTube and Facebook Live, and also in person in Boston, right here in the Thelma D. Burns building in Roxbury, which from 1927 to 1968 was a synagogue and Jewish community center. Roxbury is home to many Cabo Verdeans in Boston. Take this moment for those who are in person to remind us to silence your cell phone and to let you know that if you need the bathroom, it's through the door in the back that says exit, on the one on the right. and then just to the right of that door.
Ok. Daqui para frente, nunca sabemos falar tudo que usa na crioulo na inglês. Por isso, nós te pedimos para nós acompanhar através daquela ragada, nós escolhe língua que fica mais confortável.
Moving forward, we won't say everything in both English and Criollo. So please follow along in your Haggadah in whichever language you're most comfortable with. You can scan the QR code above to access that on your phone. And as we go through the Seder, there will be a few times where we will sip a cup of wine or grape juice together and say a blessing. So look for the wine or grape juice in your own home if you're joining us from home, and get that in front of you. And if you haven't already, if you're at home, please download and follow along with the Haggadah event program. The link will be in the chat, and you can always access it from our website, Verdean-Jewish.com. For the best experience, go to a 2-page view when you open the link on a computer by pressing on the 3 dots on the right, or you can download the program and open it.
Durante a Seder, sabemos que tem alguns vezes que nós também bebe de copo de vinho e nós também usa sumo de uva para boxar na casa, se você tem e o outro. Se você tem ele na frente, nós te pedimos, por favor, vá buscar, goste ali. E se ainda você fazer, também fazer download e acompanha a Haggadah ou nosso programa de evento. Link está no nosso chat e você pode achar também no nosso site, que é Verdean-Jewish.com. Para uma melhor experiência, vai para a visualização de que as 2 páginas, hora que vou abrir link, no computador. Você pressiona, calca naqueles 3 pontos na direita. Ou você pode baixar também no programa e abrir.
For those with us on Facebook and YouTube, welcome. We encourage you to add comments in the chat, and please tell your friends to join us.
Para aqueles que estão conosco na Facebook e YouTube, bem-vindos. Nos encoraja para nós fazer comentário no nosso chat e, por favor, nós falamos aos amigos para bem junto ali conosco.
We want to mention that we happen to be meeting this year during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. We say to our Muslim siblings, including those in this room, Ramadan Mubarak. We wish you a blessed Ramadan.
Sim. Também não quero mencionar para aqueles que estão ali conosco esse ano ali, durante esse mês muçulmano, esse mês sagrado muçulmano de Ramadão, não está sempre não está falar, nós irmãos muçulmanos. Não está inclui tudo que estão ali na sala conosco, Ramadã Mubarak. Não tem desejamos dia abençoado.
Now, we'll follow the text on page 3 of the Haggadah. Part of the Passover tradition is that everyone, children and adults, are encouraged to ask questions. Some questions you may have include, why this event? What is the Jewish holiday of Passover? How do the themes of Passover connect to the Cabo Verdean people? Why an event with Jews and Cabo Verdeans together? What do we, as Cabo Verdeans and Jews, have in common? We hope to answer these questions tonight. Tonight we are going on a journey together, from slavery to freedom, through our histories, through 2 different cultures.
Hoje, nos ali para fazer viagem junto, de escravatura para liberdade, através de nossa história, através de nossas culturas diferentes. Vamos a esse evento ali. Me também pergunta. Judeus com cabo-verdianos têm uma coisa em comum. Histórias de escravatura e libertação. Diáspora extenso, desafios de imigração para os Estados Unidos e de herança que prevalece debaixo de dificuldade. 15 anos atrás, quando no começo desse evento ali, acho que 16 anos atrás, né? Os judeus e alguns cabo-verdianos ficam surpreendidos na saber, mas tem uma história em comum. Manu, tem uma história em comum. Sim, histórias de cabo-verdianos e judeus são entrelaçados. Os cabo-verdianos hoje, incluindo pessoas que estão ali conosco, têm ancestrais judeus. Esse parentesco é resultado de 2 ondas de imigração que teve, imigração judaica, que vai para Cabo Verde. Primeiro foi no século XV, com 16, judeus portugueses chegam nas ilhas de Cabo Verde, tinham para moda sábado fugir de opressão, no Conchel, opressão religiosa. E outros foi mandado à força para Cabo Verde, a mando de coroa portuguesa. Depois de 1850 a 1890, judeus marroquinos vêm para Cabo Verde, fugem também de adversidades na Marrocos. Que os 2 grupos casam com cabo-verdianos e as deixam de existir como comunidade separada. Embora pouco, ou se ainda tem alguns judeus praticantes na Cabo Verde, os vestígios de comunidade de judaico podem ser ainda vistos nas dezenas de apelidos judeus que não tem na Cabo Verde, incluindo alguns famosos, né, Levi, Cohen, Azulay e outros. Vestígios de uma comunidade judaico que pode ser visto também naquelas pedras de um monte de túmulos que não tem em alguns cemitérios na Cabo Verde. Não, no estudo já não me fala de que cemitério que tem na Cabo Verde, que tem estrelas de Davi nesses túmulos, ou algumas inscrições na hebraico, na pelo menos 4 ilhas de Cabo Verde. Já não sabia mais ter. Não onde que as ilhas de Cabo Verde, onde que as ilhas mais bonito para mim, Ilha de Santo Antão, tem uma cidade que chama Sinagoga. E lá tem pessoas que reivindicam seus antepassados judeus.
Just in case you're getting a little lost in the Haggadah, remember we're now not both saying everything in both Criollo and English, so follow along in the Haggadah in the language that's most comfortable to you. What Dora just read was in English there. I'm now going to read something in English, and following that passage you'll find the same words in Criollo. What is Passover? Holidays mark an important time for both Jewish and Cabo Verdean people. In Cabo Verdean culture, and for Christians all over the world, Easter celebrates Jesus Christ's resurrection and is a time for families to come together. As part of this holiday, some say that Jesus Christ's Last Supper before his death was actually a Passover meal. Passover is the Jewish holiday that celebrates the liberation of the Jews from slavery in Egypt during the time of the Hebrew Bible, which Christians also call the Old Testament. Through this Cabo Verdean Jewish Passover Seder, we are exploring these traditions and more, and we're so glad to be here with you. This story of freedom and rebellion against brutal slavery has inspired countless humans to work toward freedom in our times. We must remember the past in order to understand today and to protect tomorrow. Therefore, in each generation and each year, Jews retell the story of the Exodus to our children and grandchildren so they too will understand the pain of slavery and the value of freedom. Passover tells the story of all people who have ever been in bondage, and it compels all of us to work toward freedom for those who remain physically, economically, spiritually enslaved. To begin the Seder traditions, we invite Aviva Weinstein, who will join us for candle lighting, and Lourdes Oliveira on video. Aviva is a planning committee member of the Seder, and Lourdes is a committee member as well as co-chair last year.
Para começar esse Seder da Páscoa, nos convida agora a Aviva Weinstein para palco, para fazer acender vela, e também Lourdes Oliveira na vídeo. A Aviva é membro do comitê de planeamento do nosso Seder, e Lourdes também é membro do comitê, e as duas co-chairs, né, de esse ano ali, sim.
Hello. In the Jewish tradition, we welcome every Sabbath and every holiday with the lighting of candles. As we light these candles, we pray that their brightness, their warmth, bring us joy and hope as to us as well as to the people the world over. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, lahadlik ner shel haseder hazeh.
Na tradição cabo-verdiana não está sendo vela para acompanhar uma oração ou algum pedido. Não está sendo essa vela de hoje, enquanto não está reza para a força e união de nós dois povos. Sendo vela para acompanhar uma oração ou oração.
I'd like to call up Rabbi Margie Klein-Rotkin for the blessing of the first cup of wine. Everyone, please make sure your glasses have wine in them. Do we not actually get Is Rabbi Margie here? I'm just going to do it, okay? Do you need to say anything? No. In lieu of Rabbi Margie.
Yes.
Please raise your glasses. And you can recite with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Blessed art thou, our God, ruler of the universe, who creates the fruit of the vine. Enjoy. We now have a very fun part of the night on page 10. The wine was just to get you started.
Get it going.
So again, turn to page 10. This will be an evening of connections and sharing between two peoples and cultures. One of the most important ways to connect is for us to get to know each other. So we're going to take the next 15 minutes, 15 minutes, to share with those at your table or online the following. Number one, your name. Names are so important. Number 2, where you were born, where your ancestors were from, when you or your ancestors came to this continent. Number 3, what is one tradition in your culture that you love? Very briefly describe it. We want to make sure that everyone at the table has a chance to share their own name, share about their own ancestors, and share their own tradition from their culture that they love. So enjoy, and we'll let you know when there are a couple minutes left to make sure everyone at the table has gotten to speak.
Esse note ali é o note de conexão e partilha. Não fala com nós crioulos também. De que as maneiras mais importantes de conectar é para no conche companheiro. Nós temos 15 minutos, nós partilha com nós, com quem que está com nós na grupos, nós nome, que é importante, onde nós nasce e de onde que nós antepassado bem, e quando que nós antepassado bem para Estados Unidos.
English is good for warning people. The English made sure of that.
I majored in English.
Oh, really? Yeah. I always think it's so strange that, to me, English is such a comfortable, familiar home. I love to play in English, and my ancestors, the ones I said came from Lithuania. They didn't speak English, and I don't know the language they spoke at all. Yiddish. I don't know it barely at all. So it's just strange to me that we walk in such different terrain. I don't walk in the language that they walk in. That's always there's a feeling of separation. Yeah.
So that's one of those shared history we have. We have a gap. Right? And they have because it's natural, It's But we have many abrupt gaps.
Yeah. Here comes Joel with some updates.
So you follow them, I'll follow you.
All right. So.
Okay, you guys are like the rock stars of this biz. That's all I can say. You love the way it's going. I love what you're doing. These are 4 people that are present that are recognized, and I know that she will call that later, but anyway. Just say you'd like to recognize some people if you're present, and you can have them stand up. And you know about her, but I wrote it out anyway. This is Karen Schneider, representing the Israeli consulate. State Representative Christopher Borrell, who I'm surprised is here. I didn't know his name, which is awesome. And Elise, I spelled it out, Cabral, liaison for the Cabo Verdean community for the city of Boston. Okay, however you guys choose to do it.
Rabbi Margie just did.
Oh, shit. What?
I called her up twice. Then I
know her?
Yeah.
Oh, you know.
Then I just did the blessing.
I'm sorry. I was thinking about other stuff. Yeah. Well, that's exactly the right thing to do.
Yeah,
and why that happened, I don't know. Okay. But this is what's going to happen. But you guys are like the pros. So, no. Look at this crowd. Isn't this an awesome crowd? It's quite mixed. I mean, I don't know what the numbers are exactly, but it's pretty damn mixed. Yeah, it's just a lot of, I'm sure that I'm going to wander around to hear the sharing.
to ask them to stand. I'm just like, I don't want to.
Oh, yeah, they have a stand. I can go grab one.
Thanks. Release me as a mythical.
If you're naive to simplify, yeah, I can simplify.
Beautiful. You want to take a break? You don't want to go to the bathroom right now?
I'm Michael.
Hi, Michael. Noah.
This is lovely. I was disappointed that this rabbi didn't show up.
Yep.
If you want anything sung in Hebrew, I'd be happy to do it. I happen to be very well versed in all of that.
Great.
So, but if you don't want that, that's totally fine.
No, that's great. Michael, what's the middle? What's the
Pasha Orlo.
Pasha Orlo. Okay.
My wife is a rabbi here in Boston. She worked for many years at Hebrew City Life. Now she's the Hillel at Northeastern. I was for many years at Boston Medical Center with Dr. So, not far, right around the corner.
Yeah.
But if you want some singing, you don't have to have it.
Yeah. No, that's great. Sorry, and it's Pasha. I'm missing a letter. What's the third letter?
P-A-A-S.
Two A's. Oh, that's why I was missing.
Yeah.
Cool.
But you don't have to say that. You could just say the silly guy who
No, I'll say Michael Pasha Orlo. Yeah,
Michael,
great.
of course.
And she's a rabbi. You're not a rabbi.
I'm not.
Yeah, great.
It's so much better than being a rabbi.
Yeah. I just want to make sure I would
You're
use.
married to a rabbi.
I just want to use the
It's
title.
much
Yeah. I was partnered with a rabbinical student, so I.
Oh, yeah.
In the past.
From which?
From RFC.
RFC, yeah. So she's JTS, but we are both post-denomination.
Yeah.
Just there's fantastic things to learn from everybody.
Yeah.
And denominationalism is not always good for people.
Yeah.
In my view.
Yeah,
Anyway,
totally.
so
I'm right there with you. Thank you for stepping in. At first I wasn't sure what I was doing. I was just did I say the wrong thing?
You actually inspired me.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Temos que ficar mais chato. Temos que ficar mais chato. Sim, então, muito sentido. Muito tudo ponto desse evento bonito. Até contou a história bonita. E quando eu vou ter a oportunidade de juntar as duas comunidades na conversa, assim.
We could just sit there.
Hey,
You look beautiful. I love these like white dresses. Pino, this is fine here if we sit. You know? Sorry?
Man, if you don't have nothing, we can. But
One mic, we use one mic here, one mic there, we both sit.
this can be good. This can be good Yeah. I have one mic with me, and they have one too. This one, we can put it here.
So we just need one voice.
No, we can use this one for your voice.
But how about your voice?
I'm gonna sing it. I'm gonna make sure for you.
No, but
When I sing,
I don't need it for recording. I don't need it for recording.
you don't need for recording. Okay, so we're gonna use two
One
microphones.
for your voice, one for my voice.
Perfect. This one. You don't have more wire? Ah, okay. Careful. Oh. So
two mics.
let me go. We should have be here on time.
So if you press this button,
We're gonna need
pause.
Yeah. We need a cable.
My partner was just texting me saying, FYI, I can hear you. That's how I feel.
So Jack can go fast.
Oops. You might be
Like you what? New material, yeah, exactly. I asked her, here's the thing. She didn't write back yet, so I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah. I was like, worked in, if I was like a Jewish professional, like everyone in the Jewish world, it would be like a thing. But I don't, so it's not so much. I'm in the community, but it's not my job. Sure, that's great.
And then who comes after the recognition?
Yeah, that's what we just did, yeah. So when you say that first sentence and then do the recognizing. And then I'll take it from here.
The mic.
Yes. And recognizing. Okay, that's my reminder to give them 2 minutes. That's it.
Okay. So I'm going to turn this on. Now you do it to my comfort.
Hi, everyone. We're going to take 2 more minutes, so make sure that everyone's gotten an opportunity to share. It's getting better.
Well, it was better.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it got
Now
that
it's-
was better.
yeah,
Now
yeah.
it's coming back.
Yeah. I know a lot of people do.
know if I told you this, but what the musicians worked out that I didn't know until a while ago is they're coming up together twice.
Okay.
Both, when one is scheduled, both of them are coming up, and then the other is scheduled, both are coming up again. Okay? They're collaborating like crazy.
So when we do the intro, we should be introducing the first
both
time.
of
We should
them.
be
They're both.
introducing
Oh yeah, so you should do both description the first time.
Yep.
Right.
Looking for Minos. Oh, here it is. Okay.
We'll have to go together just to say the first sentence, and then I must go to the recognition, and then we go.
You say the first sentence. You just say the first sentence. I think say it in English.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and then do recognition in English. Yeah, we'll both go together, and then I'll say this, and then we'll both sit down. We get people going. Oh, yes, you do. Yep. Sorry. Yep.
Antoinette Cabral, I was at her brother's 50th birthday party yesterday. Her brother is married to my cousin, my favorite cousin ever.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Was she there?
Yeah. Because it was the first thing she told me. I saw it yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
And we didn't even talk about it.
Yeah.
So,
That's very funny.
Your mom's is always the best.
Okay. I think we're ready. Let's do it. Do you have your mic on?
not yet.
Should turn on green. Oh, it's green. It's green. Good. Do you have that second piece of paper for recognitions?
It's done. It's down here.
Okay, there you go.
Go with the sentence.
All right.
We ready?
Yep.
Ok, de novo, não te espera, mas teve uma discussão maravilhosa. Folks, please. So this is going to be one of the very few times you're going to hear me speak English, so pay attention. Now, so now it's a time for recognition. We hope to recognize our illustrious Paula Barbosa Forte, coordinator for the Chancellery Protocol of the Consulate General of Cabo Verde. Paula's right there, stand up. Yes, Paula does her thing. Paula, we thank you. We appreciate you. Kevin Schneidinger, I'm sorry if I'm butchering, I'm trying really hard, representing the Israeli Consulate. The state, please stand up, please. Yes, we have our state representative, Christopher Worrell. Okay, but we still will clap for him, come on. And last, we have, not last, right now, Alize Cabral from Lisbon for Cabo Verdean community for the city of Boston.
So you've told a bit of your stories, and we'd now like to turn to the Magid, the story of the journey from slavery to freedom, on page 12. We'd like to welcome up 4 friends, Sidney Davis, Antoinette Carvalho, Alma Gottlieb, a longtime member of the planning committee who is currently writing a book about the Jewish Cabo Verdean connection, and Eric Andrade.
Ok, Gossili, não creio para nós Jobena Majid, né? A história de jornada de escravatura para a liberdade, na página 12. Não creio dar boas-vindas para nossos amigos Sidney Davis, bem-vindo, Antoinette Carvalho, Alma Gottlieb, que é daqueles mais duradoura membro do Comitê do Planeamento, e Gossi, atualmente se escreve um livro sobre conexão judeia e cabo-verdiana. E nosso amigo Eric Andrade.
Hag Samea Hesa to all of you. Magid, the stories of our journeys from slavery to freedom. Can you hear me okay? Okay. Tonight, we tell two stories of Exodus, our journeys from slavery to freedom and from colonialism to independence. In the book of Exodus in the Bible, Jews tell the story that long ago, our ancestor Joseph went to Mitzrayim, the Hebrew term for Egypt. In a time of famine, his people joined him. They were welcomed and they prospered. But when new rulers came to power, our people were enslaved to work hard in the fields. Life was bitter, but our ancestors survived. The Egyptian Pharaoh feared our growing numbers and ordered his armies to kill all firstborn Jewish sons. A Jewish woman named Yocheved resisted. She put her infant son Moses in a basket that she pushed into the Nile River, hoping he would be rescued by an Egyptian family. One of Pharaoh's daughters found him and raised him. Moses grew up to oppose Pharaoh and asked him to let our people go. When Pharaoh said no, God sent 10 plagues to Egypt. After the last plague, the killing of the firstborn Egyptian boys, Moses and his sister Miriam led our people out of Mitzrayim. When we arrived at the Red Sea, the waters would not part until one man, Nahshon, walked into the water. His mythical step as a free person parted the waters. And in this story, we walked across on dry land to freedom. The historical foundations of this story are not clear, yet many other periods of exile are certainly documented, with Jews suffering oppression under many other regimes in many other lands. Two of those were in Spain and Portugal, where rulers expelled all Jews in 1492 and in 1496. Following these expulsions, anyone accused of practicing Judaism in either Spain or Portugal was subject to torture and possibly death by state-sponsored Inquisition courts. In the 20th century, the Holocaust that killed 6 million Jews in Europe and sent thousands of surviving refugees into a new global diaspora followed many centuries of oppression in many other lands.
Good afternoon. Shalom. Começando no meio do século XV, Império Português coloniza as 10 ilhas de Cabo Verde, a uns 500 quilômetros de costa ocidental de África. Comerciante de escravos pegava pessoas de suas casas à força no continente africano e levava para Cabo Verde. De lá, maior parte foi transportado de barco para a América e a Europa. Tio africano morre de maneira cruel, tanto na terra como na mar. Comerciantes e donos de escravo negam dignidade humana para aqueles que sobrevivem. Que os africanos escravizados, que foi mandado para o estrangeiro, continuam na Cabo Verde, trabalham na plantação de algodão e açúcar, e também banana com cana. Tio escapa para zonas longe para o interior, para formar suas próprias comunidades longe de escravatura. They become known as the rebelados in the island of Praia. No primeiro anos, tio judeu português chega também nas ilhas, fuge de Inquisição. Mais tarde, Portugal manda condenados, criminosos e prisioneiros políticos para essas ilhas. No século XIX, alguns judeus fugem de opressão de Marrocos, job refúgio na Cabo Verde. Hoje, a nós, é uma mistura de tudo esse povo. Mesmo depois de abolição de escravatura na Cabo Verde, na 1876, nosso povo continua sem ter suas necessidades e direitos humanos básicos, na luta contra abuso, racismo e negligência portuguesa. Depois de 500 anos de opressão colonial, nosso povo começa uma grande jornada para a liberdade. Era de luta de libertação. Amílcar Cabral lida, organiza, papia e comanda contra o domínio português, mantendo nossa cultura e esperança vivo. Apesar de Cabral, cima Moisés, que vive para hoje a libertação de seu povo, nosso povo continua a revolução e na 5 de julho de 1975, finalmente nos ganha nossa independência. Viva Cabral. Obrigado.
And now, vira para inglês. We'll turn to English on page 16. And if you'd like to follow along in Criollo, that's on 17, Laços entre Êxodo Judeu e Cabo-Verdiano. Links between Jewish and Cape Verdean exodus. Although Jews have experienced multiple periods of exile over 2,000 years, two link directly with the history of Cabo Verde. Today, many Cabo Verdeans are descended from the early Jewish refugees from Portugal, as well as from more recent Jewish refugees from Morocco. And Jews and Cabo Verdeans now live side by side in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and elsewhere. Recalling our stories helps us to neither forget our ancestors' struggles nor ignore sources of oppression, both in our own communities and in others. In telling the biblical story of Exodus every year, we also remember how it has inspired other communities fighting for their own freedoms. We indeed honor our past in challenging times. Today, the story of Exodus teaches us to join with each other to work against slavery, war, and oppression wherever they still occur.
This is my first time reading in Criollo, so give me grace. Levanta braço, bu grita, bu liberdade, grita povo independente, grita povo libertado. Sementes de revolução tá embarca no novo jornada para liberdade, luta firme contra novas formas de discriminação, racismo, imigração forçada e deportação. Mija dias está para diante enquanto luta cria futuro mais brilhante e mais justo para nós, nossa família, nosso povo, nosso país e para o mundo. De medo à liberdade de escravidão, à revolução de escravidão, à redenção luta junta, na nossa luta e na luta de todo algum que passa para terros que nunca te compreende. Bendito seja luz de nossa tradição que te chamou trabalhar para justiça, mas ninguém que está livre até que nós todos está livre.
That was really cute. Next time we'll work on it.
Thank you so much to all of our readers. We will now turn to the second cup of wine on page 20. Please make sure your cup has some wine in it or some grape juice. And we'd like to welcome up Paola Barbosa Fontes, coordinator of the Chancellery and the Protocol of the Consulate General of Cabo Verde.
Ok, obrigada a todos nós. Gosto de ler a leitura do segundo copo de vinho na página 20. Gosto de hora de não pedir nós tudo, por favor, nós certifica que nós temos vinho no nosso copo. Gosto de hora de nos chamar Paula.
Por favor, levanta a taça de vinho. Não te dedica esse segundo taça de vinho para nossos filhos, nossa esperança para o futuro, para extrair força de nossas tradições, enquanto esta consiga novo manhã mais livre. Bendito Senhor Deus, Rei do Universo, para vinho que nos recebe de boa bondade.
Thank you, Paola.
Obrigada.
We now have an exciting performance by two musicians, one Jewish, one Cabo Verdean, and sometimes one at these Seders, one performs one set, another performs another set, but these two are going to collaborate. So I'm going to introduce both of them, and then we'll welcome them both to the stage, and we'll get another opportunity to hear from them again later in the day. So in a moment, we're going to be welcoming up, first of all, Chaya Berman Peters. Chaya is a Yiddish vocalist. Yiddish is the home language of Jews from Eastern Europe, like my own ancestors. She's a musician, a DJ, from New York, currently living in Cambridge. She's performed widely throughout the Yiddish musical world, including at Yiddish New York, Klez Canada, Shtetl Berlin, and Boston's Festival of New Jewish Music. Currently, she's serving as the DJ in residence at the Advocate Magazine, Shay's Pub, and Lair House. And we're also going to be, do you want to?
You.
Okay.
Do the honors.
We're also going to be welcoming up Bino Barros, a passionate, soulful Cabo Verdean singer, songwriter, and composer who takes listeners on a musical journey through his own life experiences of joy, sorrow, and injustice. Launching his musical career in Cabo Verde, Bino has toured across Europe. His latest album, his third, Campones, was released in 2018.
You threw a number on me right there, Noah, right? But I think I followed you. So right now we are going to welcome our performers, and I'm excited to see because it seems like they have some surprises. We're going to be the first ones to see them, and I'm here for it. So we will have Chaya, yes, Chaya Berman Peters. Chaya, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm speaking English. I'm sorry, out of habit. I apologize. So out of habit. You'll understand when you know what I do. Sometimes it gets complicated. But desculpa. Well, muito obrigada. Eu desculpa minha lapso, madam flame humano. Agora, se não tem performance que que as duas artistas, que é Chaya, e Chaya é de origem Yiddish, que foi DJ na Nova York, é DJ, está morando na Cambridge atualmente, já atua num monte de lugar, leva cultura Yiddish para o mundo. E para não encurta, não fica para ali, não está bem onde acusar que Chaya e Bino Barros, que para cabo-verdianos dispensa qualquer apresentação. Essa bem da sessão.
This song is called Die feierliche Liebe, which means the fiery love. And we chose this song because this song is a song about how you can find home wherever you are, in any place. It's a song about a couple whose parents won't let them get married, and they're in a small shtetl, a small town in Eastern Europe, and they go and they run away in the middle of the night to another town, and they don't know anyone in this new town, and they don't know how they're going to make home, but they realize that together they can make their own home, and that they can find a home wherever they have a chuppah, wherever they have their Jewish rituals with them is their home. Die feierliche Liebe, wie tief in meinem Herzen brennen, wie kommt raus unsere Liebe sich, nur wir können sich nicht nehmen. In Schild die Kinder in Mame, in Schild die Kinder in Tote, in Schildig bis die Duschen, joi Meren für sie alle. Oi, komm mal raus deine Kleider, in behalt sich in die Korin, und mir sich mit in den Klein steht allein hat laufen geworden. klein steht allein, schischen fremde Menschen. Oi, welche Wette sind richtig befielen, in welche Wette ist Menschen? Oi, in a klein steht allein, schischen fremde Menschen. Malochim werden sich befielen, die der Gott ins Menschen. Oi, der süßer Gott ins Menschen. Oi, der süßer Gott ins Menschen.
Thank you. Really wonderful, beautiful to see that collaboration really in the spirit of this event. We now turn to an important part of the Seder, the 4 questions. It's a Passover tradition for the youngest member of a family to recite the 4 questions, asking why this holiday is important. What are all these various rituals and symbolic foods? We'll now watch a recording of teens from the Abu Yadaya Ugandan Jewish community recite the 4 questions in Hebrew. The Abu Yadaya converted to Judaism around 100 years ago and continue to be a thriving Jewish community.
É uma tradição de Páscoa não ter membro mais novo de uma família para recitar que as 4 perguntas e para modo que esse feriado é importante, qual que é seu significado e qual que é os vários rituais.
הלילה הזה מכל הלילות, מכל הלילות, שבכל הלילות אנוכלים חמץ ומצה, חמץ ומצה. הלילה הזה כולו מצה. הלילה הזה כולו מצה. שבכל הלילות אנוכלים שעל ירקות, שעל ירקות. הלילה הזה מרור, מרור. הלילה הזה מרור, מרור. שבכל הלילות אין על מדברים אפילו פעם אחד, אפילו פעם אחד. הלילה הזה שטף עמים. הלילה הזה שטף עמים. שבכל הלילות אנוכלים בין ישבין ובין מסובין, בין ישבין ובין מסובין. הלילה הזה תסובים. הלילה הזה כולנו מסובים.
We will now turn to Stephen Hoden and Carlos Spinola, both members of this year's Planning Committee, for some help understanding the meaning of the 4 questions on page 24.
Gosto de Stephen Hoden, Carlos Spinola, esses 2 membros do nosso comitê de planeamento, sabem ajudar a entender bocadinho o significado de que as 4 questões.
On all other nights, we eat either leavened bread, bread that rises, or matzah. Why on this night only matzah? Matzah commemorates how the Jews were in such a hurry to leave Egypt that they could not wait for their bread to rise before leaving. Flat and deflated in appearance, matzah represents the humility and poverty of slavery and is appropriately called the bread of affliction.
Na tudo otonoti, não te comer todo tipo de ervas, para modo que nas noite não te comer especialmente ervas malgosse. Comer ervas malgosse te representa a amargura de vida de escravo no Egito.
On all other nights, we do not dip herbs at all. Why on this night do we dip them twice? At the Seder, we dip vegetables into salt water and bitter herbs into haroset. The very practice of dipping is meant to reflect freedom. Dipping food was a luxury reserved for only the aristocracy and upper classes in ancient times.
Na tudo otonoti, não te comer sentado ou inclinado. Para mo que nas noite tudo nós não te inclina. Inclina durante jantar também era comportamento luxuoso historicamente. E se a inclusão na Seder ou Páscoa judaica te ajuda ainda mais a incorporar e atualiza forte sensação de liberdade durante aquele momento.
Thank you, Stephen and Carlos. We now turn to a wonderful modern take on the 4 questions, and we invite up Adriana Gonçalves and Saul Hoden.
Obrigada, Stephen, com Carlos. Gosto em vez de uma interpretação moderna de que as 4 perguntas, e para aquela nota convida Adriana Gonçalves e Saul Hoden.
In 2007, Cape Verdean teens from St. Patrick's Church, St. Patrick's Youth Group in Boston met with teens acting for social change. The youth group of a Jewish cultural organization in Boston called Workmen's Circle. Together, they created this modern version of the 4 questions, which mirrored the original questions but reflects some of the issues we face today. Why is it important to recognize the sacrifices and hardships of immigrants?
When the Jews were fleeing Egypt, they had to sacrifice their bread, their lifeblood, and had to make do with matzah, the flat cracker bread, as they did not have time to wait for their bread to rise. Immigrants across generations have made many sacrifices for their families and for freedom. What does the bitterness of the herbs mean for our past and for our duty to bring peace to the world?
Tonight we eat bitter herbs to remind us of the slavery and oppression experienced by our ancestors in Egypt. Today, that oppression exists in all forms of fighting, senseless youth homicides, international conflicts, and genocide. The bitterness of herbs remind us of our shared pain and our duty to bring peace to those currently being oppressed. Given on all other nights, we Jews and Christians don't gather to observe together. Why do we do so tonight?
We are coming together to celebrate our religious differences and to learn about our religious similarities, like communion bread and matzah, the Old Testament and the New Testament, Passover and the Last Supper, rules for Passover and rules for Lent, and Cabo Verdeans having Jewish ancestral roots. Why do we focus on the present on other days, but on this day we celebrate our past and history together?
On this night, two communities are joined in celebrating triumph and glorious victory over our struggles. Relaxed in reflection, elated with connection, we rejoice and comfort over our shared differences and similarities. While celebrating our past, we await the future with optimism and togetherness.
So wonderful, thank you. We will now watch a youth presentation from the Cabo Verdean American Student Association of Brockton High School.
Maravilhoso. Gosto e desde no bem onde é uma apresentação de grupo de jovens da Associação Cabo-Americano, Cabo-Verdeano e Americano, de estudantes de Brockton, do Liceu de Brockton, né? Brockton High School.
Greetings, everyone. I am Fabiana Pasquinha, the president of the Cape Verdean American Student Association. It's an honor to be here today alongside my team to participate in the Cape Verde-Jewish Seder. First and foremost, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the Cape Verde-Jewish Seder Planning Board for extending an invitation to us. This is the second year that the Cape Verdean American Student Association is participating in this event, and we are incredibly grateful to be part of such a meaningful celebration. I wish that we could have been there in person to share this moment with you, but unfortunately, circumstances beyond our control have prevented us to do so this year. However, we are grateful for the opportunity to participate virtually and to share our culture with all of you. Today, we will be sharing two poems that hold great significance to the Cape Verdean community. The first poem, Island, by Amilcar Cabral, will be read by our secretary, Zayla Gomes and Nancy Mendes. This poem speaks to the beauty and spirit of the Cape Verdean Islands and the deep connection that Cape Verdeans have. It's an honor to be here today alongside my... The second poem is derived from a song by the singer Mayra Andrade entitled Democracia and will be read by our Vice President Melissa Gonçalves and myself. This poem speaks to the struggle for democracy and freedom, and the need to continue to fight for these values, and only in Cape Verde, but all around the world. We hope that our contribution to the Cape Verde Jewish Seder will be deepen our connection to the Jewish community and help to enrich this meaningful celebration. Once again, I thank the Cape Verde Jewish Seder Planning Board for the invitation, and I'm honored to be here today with my team.
I'm Nancy Mendes and Zayla Gomes, and today we're presenting a poem by Amilcar Cabral called Island, Ilya.
Mother in the perennial sleep, you live naked and forgotten, and barren, trashed by the wind, at the sound of songs without music, sung by the waters that confined us. Island, your hills and valleys haven't felt the passage of time. They remain in your dreams, your children's dreams, crying out the woes to the passing winds and to the carefree birds flying by. Islands, red earth shaped like the hills that never end. Rocketed earth, ragged cliffs blocking all the horizon, while trying all our troubles to the wind. Thank you.
Tu vives, mar adormecida, nua esquecida, seca, batida pelos ventos, ao som de música sem música, das águas que nos prendem. Ilha, teus montes e teus vales não sentiram passar os tempos e ficar no mundo dos teus sonhos. Os sonhos dos teus filhos acalmaram ventos que passam e as aves que voam, livres das tuas ansias. Ilha, Colinas sem fim de terra vermelha, terra bruta, rochas escapadas tapando os horizontes, mas só 4 cantos prendendo as nossas ansias.
Hello, my name is Melissa Gonçalves.
My name is Fabiana Pasquinha.
Today we're reading a poem by Mayra Andrade called Democracy.
Oi, meu nome é Fabiana Pasquinha.
Meu nome é Melissa Gonçalves.
Hoje eu estou lendo uma poesia de Mayra Andrade com o título Democracia. Cantado na democracia, mas estava escondido. Mas tudo já sai na claro e nós tudo já vira sabido. Cada um com sua mania, florodondo vira quadrado. Cada um com sua teoria. Por azul bem titicilado, de manel vira mambia. De lobo vira chibinho, de flano tá fazer magia. Depois grogo para vira vinho, mentira pão de cada dia. Verdade que está contado, nós tudo tá vira só fingido, com berço de demagogia.
Vida vira simplesmente, conselho vira catouvido. Tudo é água na balaifrado. É realidade de hoje em dia. Maioria está tudo contente com a vontade na democracia. Flaro flor, que tem semente, depois de sabe, morre canada. Inglês, Bento Macechon, São Francisco, vira Massabe. Mancreo de Orosto, New John, Tari, com seu compadre. De esquecido, de Pepe Lope, para buscado, New Diogo Gomes, ressuscitado, New Craveiro Lope, Cato Concheiro, Inácio Gomes.
Ali bem tempo, ditado minhacho, tabira cima, juiz de menino. Gente junta, grita baixo, é cabeça que já partiu tino. Thank you.
Thank you so much for enjoying that together. We'd like to invite up Cuca Gonçalves, Tilly Ruth Texera, a longtime planning committee member, Devora Phillips, a new committee member, and Sheila de Oliveira, another new member of our planning committee. And we're actually going to gather down here.
Sim, quase é hora de convida manas, mamanas, não se convida nós que se trabalha para nós, lá sim, nós convida Cuca Gonçalves, Tilly Ruth Teixeira, que Tilly Ruth, que já é um membro do Comitê de Planeamento para o seu tempo, Devora Phillips, que é um membro novo, e Sheila de Oliveira, que também é um membro novo do comitê. Não diga ali sim. Obrigada. Quero ter sido mandante.
Prato Seder. Todo ano, durante o feriado de Páscoa, nos põe um prato que tem comida simbólico de diferentes aspectos de história de Páscoa e representativo de cultura cabo-verdiana. Tipicamente, nos comemos na parte diferente de Páscoa, Seder, mas hoje nós também comemos tudo junto. Erva margós. Erva margós está lembrando de amargura de escravidão. Charosete, uma mistura de fruta, nozes, vinho e temperos que te representa a argamassa de nós antepassados escravizados, usado na construção de pirâmides e outra estrutura no Antigo Egito. Cachupa, um guisado cabo-verdiano de espiga de milho seco, feijão, vegetal, tempero e carne ou peixe. Cabo-verdianos acreditam no poder de cachupa para transformar uma simples refeição numa ocasião de contar história e compartilhar memórias. Hoje, enquanto não te conta história, diz nós dois povos não te celebra. Obrigada.
Thank you. Cape Verdean agriculture. Amilcar Cabral, Cabo Verde's national hero, studied agronomy at the Instituto Superior de Agronomia in Lisbon before returning to West Africa. As a celebration of his agronomist roots, we put one of the crops grown in Cabo Verde today on the Seder plate. Options are corn, sweet potato, cassava, yucca, as a representation of Cabo Verde's farming tradition. Also, along with liberation, he taught scientific agriculture / ecology when he was in Guinea-Bissau. Okay, on the Seder plate, we celebrate the orange, which is a modern symbol representing that women and the LGBTQI community must be fully included in our community. Parsley, a green vegetable which symbolizes spring, hope, and renewal. And the roasted egg, a roasted egg represents the Passover offering of spring and the cycle of death and life.
Blessing over the bitter herbs. Maror. We eat maror, bitter herbs, to recollect the bitterness of slavery. We put some bitter herbs on a piece of matzah and eat it. As Jews and Cabo Verdeans who remember the bitter taste of slavery, we vow that wherever souls are still enslaved, we will not be blind, nor will we be silent. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al achilat maror.
Erva margos. Não te comer erva margos para lembrar a amargura de escravidão. Não te põe bocado de erva margos, não um bocado de... e não te comer. Cima judeu e cabo-verdiano que te lembra sabor margoso de escravatura, não te jura, mas onde tem ainda alma escravizado, nunca te fica cego, nunca te fica calado. Bendito, Senhor Deus, Rei do Universo, que santificando cubos mandamentos e mandando comer erva margos, amargo.
Thank you. Thank you to all our speakers. We will now go through a section called the 10 Plagues on page 36. And we invite up Steve Siegel and Adelsa Mendes, a current and former member of the Planning Committee.
Obrigada por tudo que esse que bem fala ali para nós, conosco hoje. Gosto de nos acabar para a sessão 10, que é chamado 10 pragas, na página 36. E gosto também, nós convidamos Steve Siegel e Adelsa Mendes, que é um atual membro e também já era antiga membro já. Não te dás um membro. Membro tem duplo sentido, né? Obrigada.
Can I speak now? Okay. The 10 plagues, and we're on page 36 of the Haggadah. The deliverance of the Israelites from bondage in Egypt came only after the 10 plagues that God inflicted on the Egyptians. Even as we are grateful for our freedom, we are pained by the knowledge that our freedom came at the expense of great misfortune to the Egyptian people. As we recite each plague, we dip a finger in our wine glass and spill out one drop of wine, thereby acknowledging that our own joy is diminished by the memory of Egyptian suffering. I'm going to read the plagues in Hebrew and in English. Okay, Dam. In English, it's blood. Svardea. Frogs. Kinim. Lice. Arav. Flies. Dever. Cattle disease. Shechin. Boils. Parad. Hail. Arba. Locust. Choshech. Darkness. Yeah. Makat Becherot. Slaying of the firstborn.
Povo cabo-verdiano já sofreu pragas durante suas histórias. Não também recita 10 pragas de Cabo Verde. Hora que não fala nome de cada praga, não põe dedo dentro de copo de vinho e não traz pingo de vinho e não fala num só voz, credo cruz ou God forbid. Dengue, seca, coronavírus, credo cruz, gafanhoto, credo cruz, colonialismo, credo cruz, vento leste, seca, fome, escravatura, racismo, pobreza, credo cruz.
Gosto nesse momento ali, não sabemos falar na crioulo e na inglês só para modo nos permitem. Nós estamos homenagear Bombo Menino na cidade de Mindelo. Bombo Menino que é projeto de amor de minha mana, minha irmã Miriam Simas. Bombo Menino que nunca sabemos falar dele para não poder passar a noite inteira, aconselhamos a Jobel. Bombo Menino gosta ali fazer viewing party, né? Festa, celebração onde que está conosco. Não te agradecemos e não te deseja para dali e para frente. Obrigada. So now we are giving a shout out to Bambu Menino by Miriam Simas, my dear sister, and Antonio Tavares in Mindelo, São Vicente. They are watching us and we are making them proud. Thank you.
We now welcome up Andy Feldman for the third cup of wine on page 40.
Gosto de dar bem-vindo para Andy Feldman, para aquele terceiro copo de vinho, página 40.
The third cup of wine. We dedicate this cup to the courage and determination of the Jewish and Cabo Verdean people, who, rooted in our traditions, confront our current plagues, the rise in acts of racism, anti-Semitism, and anti-immigrant hatred. May the actions we take today lead to the day when these plagues are but a distant memory. Please raise your glass. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Ore Peri Hagafen.
I hope you're enjoying that third glass of wine. We will now hear from our wonderful speakers. Please first welcome Boston City Councilor Tanya Fernandez Anderson. Councilor Anderson is the first Cabo Verdean, first African-born, first formerly undocumented immigrant, and first Muslim to be elected to the Boston City Council, and she has Jewish ancestors.
Good afternoon, everyone. It'd be appropriate that I start my speech in Cape Verdean Creole, but I've been here 34 years, so my Creole would be a little broken. But let me, who is the gentleman with the Milka Cabral hat? What's your name? Eric? Eric. Shout out to Eric for trying. But wait, no. Seriously, that was amazing, because that's how my sons would sound. So I thought you were very courageous, and that was beautiful. Thank you. But in honor of Eric, I'll start it out and you guys finish it. You ready? Levanta braço no gritando liberdade. Viva. All right. Only because it's like an anthem for us, and you really got my spirits going when you were saying it, so I appreciate you. Thank you. My name is Tanya Fernandez Anderson, and if you ask my dad, he'll say, your name should be Tanya Freire Fernandes Rosenkot Anderson. And as you can see, I'm Muslim. And so if we go down my bloodline, then we'll talk about my Iberian Peninsula, and I have no idea if it was Portuguese or Spanish. We really don't know, do we? But then there's, of course, I did my DNA to find out, and I am proudly 50% Senegalese, which I had been trying to argue with my family, my darkest skinned family, that of course that I was more African than I appeared, but I lost that argument when the DNA test came back. And of course on my dad's side, he would then tell me about my Polish ancestry on my I guess my dad's mom's side. It's amazing that we are here today and every year. I just wanted to first take the time to thank my good friend Joel Schwartz and the rest of the planning committee for always putting this wonderful event together. Today is the 4th day of Ramadan, so I'm not partaking in eating or drinking or anything with you. However, I am jealous to look at all of the delicious food, and I'm sure the wine tastes great. And I wanted to talk about the intersectionality of races and cultures and how we're all interconnected. I was born in West Africa, Cape Verde. I always introduce myself as an African woman. And then I came to reunite with my mother, who is sitting right at that table, Antonieta Soares de Carvalho. And as most disenfranchised immigrants, we would live in an impoverished community of the project's Academy Homes in Roxbury. Then I ended up going to Dearborn Middle School and meeting most of you, growing up with most of you. And shout out to Elsa, who is in the crowd, my dear sister, in service in many ways, but also a good friend. I appreciate you. And to think about all of the different
benchmarks or stepping stones of growth. We think about our background and we think about the lessons that it offers us. And I think that for me, it's that I've become a consolidator of community. After living in this country 17 years undocumented, I became a citizen in 2019. I ran for office in 2020, and then became a city councilor in 2021. So no time wasted. So I think about my Polish ancestry, my Portuguese ancestry, my African roots and blood that runs deep in my veins, our culture. I was watching the two performers earlier, and I would see the young lady mouth a little slower. I thought it was fascinating, because I was like, doesn't she know he's African? And while she was singing this beautiful, to me, what we call marna, I heard something else from his tunes. And what a beautiful integration of cross-culture. And so I think that for the most part, now I've become qualified, God willing, to consolidate communities on all levels. My experience in the projects, my roots, my grandparents that are Jehovah's Witness, my uncle who practiced at one point spiritual botanicals, we'll just call it that, I'm not sure what it was. My maternal grandmother who is Catholic, my mom who practiced Buddhism, and myself to convert into Islam. And so I have, to say the least, a lot of tolerance when I walk into a room with everybody's stereotypes and intolerances or ignorance. I remember something that Prophet Muhammad said, that there is no evil, but there is ignorance. And so I try to live by that and try to be patient with my counterparts. In the face of anti-Semitic views or vitriol or just plain old ignorance on social media or in Washington or all around us, even here in Boston, it is absolutely imperative that we join forces as one people. Whether we come together on a platform because we've been at one point or our ancestors have been oppressed, whether we share cultures in many ways, whether just because we all like cachupa, admit it, you all like cachupa, or simply because when I heard the two young people perform, I wanted to get up and dance batuku. Either way, there is so much abstract art amongst all of us, yet it keeps us close and keeps us together as one. So I think that this is what this represents. And I will never say no to Joel. I wanted to be here. It is a pleasure to be here with all of you to enjoy the space, but also to, I'm thankful for the peace that you offered today. I'd like to just make sure that I thank my cousin, Jennifer Carvalho, who's sitting all the way down there. Wait for us, Jennifer. She is a philanthropic by heart, and I'm sure when she has lots of money, she's going to give my money too. But she is always here, and I know that, I'm not sure if she's one of the planners, but I know that she is always giving so much of herself. Oh my goodness, setup coordinator. Now can we really get a round of applause? But without further ado, thank you all for every bit of this. Let's keep this going. Let's continue to keep the tradition alive. It is super important. And it's important that we tell our stories, whether it be the African Holocaust at 12 million people, whether it be the Jewish Holocaust, it's not 6 million, it's 11 million people, whether it be the Native American Holocaust or the Indigenous Holocaust, over the hundreds of millions of people. We all understand what this means. And so for that, I thank you to allowing me to grow with you and look forward to hearing from you in my work. But without further ado, I wanted to introduce my very good friend, which it was a pleasant surprise to learn that he was going to be here today, former city councilor Josh Zakum.
Well, thank you, Counselor. Wasn't expecting to have such an illustrious introduction. So I am really thrilled and honored to be here with you all today. This is my first of what are usually many Seders this season, and it's really exciting to kick the season off with all of you. I want to also thank Joel Schwartz and the Seder Committee for putting this together, for persevering through the pandemic to bring us all back here in person. It's incredible. It's invigorating to be here. I'm really excited. Was a little intimidated knowing that I was going to follow my friend, Counselor Fernandez-Anderson. She is certainly a strong, thoughtful voice for her district and her constituents, but really for the city at large. And talking about, I mean, you heard what she talks about. And it's not just in settings like this, about building bridges, bringing people together for common goals. And we didn't, unfortunately, have the privilege of serving together on the city council. Perhaps that's why she does like me. We didn't take votes next to each other. But I'm really thrilled that we have become friends through housing advocacy, community work over the last year or two. It's truly an honor. And this is a really important and meaningful time of year for me, for many faith traditions. Obviously, we're in Ramadan. We have Easter coming up, Passover, and to be in community with our family, to celebrate our shared history and goals together. It also brings me back in my own personal history to when I used to come to many multicultural Seders with my father that he organized in the 80s when I was but a wee child, and I was the youngest saying the 4 questions in the 90s. And that was always incredibly meaningful for me to hear that people who may look very different, pray very differently, think very differently, have many shared struggles and goals. And I really continue to be amazed by that. Our unique struggles, journey to freedom as people, as cultures, as individuals. It's just that we share so much. We're more alike than not in our dreams and our history. It's so important to remember that, because there are so many so-called leaders right now across this country who are continuing to try to divide, to pit us against each other based on race, religion, other beliefs. These so-called leaders are like Pharaoh in the story, who did not know, they did not remember the benefits, the joy, the things that we can all do for each other, and instead they choose to attack and divide. But being in rooms like this, with people like all of you, with the videos, with the folks who are watching online, shows that we are on the right path, that we are coming together for our common goals. So we need to continue enjoying our time together today, learning from each other in this space, but also building on this event, this community that we have here, the hard work that the volunteers on the committee, that everyone who's participated in have put into this event, to continue working for freedom and justice for all. Sometimes in the face of long odds, and I always hesitate to compare anything I'm in or part of to someone like Moses, but we are facing long odds in some of these things, like Moses, when he led the Hebrews out of Israel to a new promised land. This is something we can all do in our own small ways in our communities every day, by reaching out a hand, by lending an ear, lending your voice for the fight for freedom and justice. So I'm honored to be here with you. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you for letting me kick off the Passover season, as it tends to be in my family, here today. So happy Passover. Thank you.
Thank you for coming, Counselor. Okay, another English moment here. So just off script again, just to say, I'm confirming some stereotypes today here. Like that whole Cape Verdeans, we're all family, we really are. Took that wonderful Carvalho woman here. My cousin said yes to your brother, so we're family. So now I'm bringing another family, another woman of many titles. I'm talking about Zelinda Cohen. Zelinda Cohen is the co-author of the volumes of História Geral de Cabo Verde. She was part of the Instituto do Patrimônio Cultural de Cabo Verde, the Institute of Cultural Patrimony of Cape Verde. And she has been the president for many years. I think she pioneered also even in the CV National Commission of Human Rights. And guess what? She said yes to my uncle, so I get to call her Tia Zelinda, another wonderful human being. Thank you.
Boa tarde, eu sou Zelinda Cohen. Queria agradecer e dizer que estou muito honrada em estar aqui neste dia convosco, partilhar alguma coisa dos meus estudos. Eu sou historiadora de formação, formei-me no Brasil, na USP, e depois fiz mestrado em Portugal, em Lisboa, e nesse momento estou a fazer o meu doutoramento com um tema que me leva a estar convosco hoje, sobre judeus em Cabo Verde. Eu devo dizer que para mim foi uma imensa surpresa, quando comecei a pesquisar sobre judeus em Cabo Verde, encontrar tanto material e de uma história que estava um bocado oculta, apesar de ter alguns estudos anteriores ao que estou a fazer. Na verdade, Cabo Verde conhece os judeus de forma muito superficial e através, sobretudo, dos túmulos sefarditas que deixaram nas ilhas e também dos sobrenomes, dos apelidos, como o meu. Eu sou bisneta de um desses judeus sefarditas que vieram para as ilhas durante meados do século XIX. Não é? Portanto, eu vou falar de um período temporal mais ou menos de 100 anos, se tanto, em que os judeus do norte da África e também de Portugal recomeçam uma diáspora depois da sua expansão da Península Ibérica no século XV. Portanto, eu sou Zelinda Cohen. Queria agradecer e dizer que estou muito honrada em estar aqui neste dia convosco, partilhar alguma coisa dos meus estudos. Eu sou historiadora de formação, formei-me no Brasil, na USP, e depois fiz mestrado em Portugal, em Lisboa, e nesse momento estou a fazer o meu doutoramento com um tema que me leva a estar convosco hoje, sobre judeus em Cabo Verde. Eu devo dizer que para mim foi uma imensa surpresa, quando comecei a pesquisar sobre judeus em Cabo Verde, encontrar tanto material e de uma história que estava um bocado oculta, apesar de ter alguns estudos anteriores ao que estou a fazer. Na verdade, Cabo Verde conhece os judeus de forma muito superficial e através, sobretudo, dos túmulos sefarditas que deixaram nas ilhas e também dos sobrenomes, dos apelidos, como o meu. Eu sou bisneta de um desses judeus sefarditas que vieram para as ilhas durante meados do século XIX, não é? Portanto, eu vou falar de um período temporal mais ou menos de 100 anos, se tanto, em que os judeus do norte da África e também de Portugal recomeçam uma diáspora depois da sua expansão da Península Ibérica no século XV. Portanto, o período que eu estudo é um período não de perseguição, mas um período de relativa liberdade dos judeus, não é? Portanto, não é um período e não vamos encontrar histórias marcadamente de perseguição, mas vamos encontrar nas histórias individuais e coletivas alguns resquícios do período anterior e que não abandonam as pessoas mesmo numa época em que ela não está numa circunstância de perseguição. Portanto, os judeus que vão para Cabo Verde são originários de Marrocos, Argélia, dessa área do norte da África e que iniciam uma diáspora por volta do século XIX. No início do século XIX começam a ir para o Brasil, norte do Brasil, depois Açores mesmo voltam a Portugal e em Cabo Verde os estudos mostram que eles começam a chegar mais ou menos em 1840. A partir desse momento chegam nas ilhas, algumas ilhas vão ser eleitas para local de estadia e desenvolvimento do comércio, notadamente Santo Antão, daquela que eu sou originária também e que o meu bisavô, que se chamava David Jacob Cohen, também fez parte da corrente migratória para Santo Antão. Nós conseguimos hoje mapear as ilhas onde os judeus se estabeleceram e o destaque, como dizia, é a ilha de Santo Antão, que no terceiro quartel do 19 chegou a ter cerca de 60 pessoas, algumas já nascidas lá, mas filhos de pais judeus, pai e mãe judeu. Portanto, foi a ilha onde houve maior concentração, onde houve uma comunidade. Mas encontramos também na praia, capital, na Boa Vista, em São Nicolau, alguma coisa, e um pouco por todo lado, mas essas ilhas vão ser as ilhas principais, onde vamos encontrar o estabelecimento de judeus que vão um pouco ao sabor da política na época. Por exemplo, eles chegam em São Nicolau e Boa Vista numa época em que o governo das ilhas se estabeleceu na Boa Vista. E depois vão para São Vicente também na época em que começa um período importante de comércio dos barcos, de uma estação carvoeira de alimentação dos barcos. E Santo Antão, que é muito próxima a São Vicente, é uma ilha talvez mais amena para estabelecimento. Muitos vão se localizar lá porque há uma forte interligação com a ilha de São Vicente, que num certo momento passa a ser a ilha mais importante em termos comerciais, onde os judeus se estabeleceram. Não houve práticas religiosas em absoluto, mas guardavam os sábados, faziam juramentos sob a Torá, quando era caso de fazê-lo, lutaram para que tivessem no açougue uma parte que pudessem fazer a sua carne kosher. Há vários indícios que houve uma tentativa de ter uma comunidade com os elementos principais para a sua manutenção. Mas Cabo Verde é um país são ilhas que nós sabemos que são difíceis, não é? E acabam diluindo um pouco todas as comunidades que eventualmente vão para lá, acabam se diluindo, como os negros se diluíram com os brancos. A comunidade judaica também só se perpetuou aquela que retornou ou teve alguma continuidade em Lisboa ou em outras paragens onde pudesse realmente manter as famílias com todos os rituais da sua crença. Portanto, eu espero que seja um bocadinho para lembrarem que Cabo Verde teve uma comunidade importante, mais ou menos num século, que essa comunidade não foi perseguida, foi muito aceite e, enfim, acabou se misturando com os cabo-verdianos, os portugueses, toda a comunidade.
And without further ado, the two musicians you've already been introduced to, Chaya Berman-Peters and Bino Barros, collaborating again.
I have to grab those things. Hello? Oops. Para mim é um prazer de estar ali segundo vez. You can start this part. É um prazer por estar ali mais uma vez nessa atividade entre comunidade cabo-verdiana e Jewish, que praticamente quase tudo 3 vezes por semana anda trabalha para esse, lá no aeroporto, nessas flights. E pessoas direto, eles unidos, cima nós também. E as músicas que não sabem canta, eu chamo saudade, te retrata, eu coisa comigo para morrer saudade, coisas que tem na alma, tá, chama tudo que o Verdean também tem na alma, né? Para não sei, para não jogar uma vida melhor, mas não te deixa para trás. Tchau coisas, nossas crenças, amizade, família, vizinhos, cabeça rixo, da com pedra, popalica até da para com pedra, que tem. So I'm so glad to be here now. I'm gonna sing the song Is Miss. It's one song, everybody know the song. Cesare sing the song. His name is Sodar, okay? And put your hand together for the very great singer and artist, Kaya. Quem que mostra esse caminho longo? Quem que mostra esse caminho longo? Esse caminho para Santo Tomé. Quem que mostra esse caminho longo? Quem que mostra esse caminho longo? Esse caminho para Santo Tomé. Não vai? Saudade, saudade. Saudades minha terra sanigral. Saudade, saudade, saudades minha terra Cabo Verde. De novo. Se vos escrever, tá escreveu. Se vos esquecer, tá esqueceu. Até dia que não voltar. Se vos escrever, tá escreveu. Se vos esquecer, tá esqueceu. Até dia que não voltar. Ei, ei, saudade, saudade. saudades minha terra saniclau. Let's go! Saudades minha terra saniclau. Se busque bem, tá escreveu. Se busque sim, tá esqueceu. Até dia que não voltar. Se busque bem, tá escreveu. Se busque sim, tá esqueceu. Até dia que não voltar. Ei, saudade. Here we go. Saudade. Saudades minha terra saniclau. One more time. Saudade. Thank you so much. Saudade. Saudades minha terra Cabo Verde. Hey, hey, saudade. Saudade. Saudades minha terra Cabo Verde. Saudade, saudade, saudades minha terra Cabo Verde. Thank you.
Such a gift. We now turn to the symbolic cups. Please welcome Noah Koretz, Emma Barros, and Adelsa Mendes.
Ok, agora é a hora, tu vês, de copos simbólicos, né? Agora é a hora de Noah Koretz, Emma Barros e Adelsa Mendes.
Elijah's cup. This special cup is for Elijah the prophet, a friend of the poor and the oppressed. Before he died, he declared that he would return once in each generation disguised as a poor person, approaching people's doors to see how he would be treated. This cup reminds us to open our homes and our hearts to all that are in need.
Taça de Cabral. Esse copo especial é dedicado para Amílcar Cabral, pensador brilhante, escritor e estrategista, que junta com outros grandes líderes do mundo, enquanto estava a liderar uma luta de anos para a independência de Cabo Verde e Guiné-Bissau, que foi finalmente alcançado em 1975. Esse copo está lembrando a continua nos luta para a libertação em todo lugar onde tem opressão. A luta continua.
Taça de Miriam. Esta taça cheia de água é para honrar Miriam, irmã de Moisés e líder do povo judeu. No talabanta esta taça para honrar tudo mulheres valentes, sábias e trabalhadoras de Cabo Verde e judeu. Teu Deus está conosco ali hoje. Nós celebra a contribuição de mulheres na luta para a liberdade no mundo inteiro e dedica nossa cabeça para trabalhar para a liberdade e igualdade de toda mulher.
And for the last cup of wine, we welcome up Carlos Almeida, director of Luso Centro, which studies Portuguese-speaking communities at Bristol Community College.
Para o último copo de vinho. Nota dá boas-vindas para Carlos Almeida, diretor do Centro Luso, que estuda comunidades falantes de português na Bristol Community College. Bem-vindo.
We raise our glasses and dedicate this fourth and final cup of wine to the bonds between the Jewish and Cabo Verdean peoples. May we build on the spirit of this Seder as we continue the understandings and connections that we achieved today. To all the bridge builders with us today and all over the world. No talabanta no scopo e dedica esse quarto e último taça de vinho para laços de união entre povos judeu e cabo-verdiano, que no construir no espírito de Seder, na medida que nota contínua compreensão e conexão que nota alcança hoje. Para tudo que está construir pontes conosco hoje e no mundo inteiro. Please raise your glasses. Nós levanta nosso copo, por favor. Bendito Senhor Deus, Rei do Universo, para vinho que nos recebe e com bondade. Obrigado.
At this point, we want to call to the stage two of our three co-chairs, Cynthia Mendes and Joel Schwartz, to deliver a brief message.
I don't know, after the musical performance before, I don't know how I feel about being up here following that act, but go ahead.
Thank you. I just wanted to thank everyone so much for being here today, and everyone particularly that's a part of our planning committee. So many people put so many hours of time and energy into pulling off this beautiful moment that we're all experiencing together. So I would love to take a moment to thank everyone on our planning committee and just give them a round of applause. One thing to know is that this is a completely volunteer effort. It's a beautifully collaborative effort, but it is volunteer. And everything that you see, from the tables to the spread to the venue, everything that you see happens by donation. And so on the back of your Haggadah, you will see a QR code. And please feel free to open your phone to the camera setting and scan the QR code, and that will take you to the link where you can actually donate. And if everybody were to donate $5 or $10 or whatever you can do, and also feel free to share that on social media, let people know how much you've enjoyed this event, invite them to attend next year, and also to donate, and then we can continue to have this wonderful moment that we're continuing to share together.
And there's a basket there that we
There
can
is a
pass
basket.
around if people want to put either cash or checks in.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do that.
If you brought cash or a check, there's also a way to do that, and that will be circulating. And if you did not remember your checkbook, don't forget you can donate by the link.
Great. Well, as Cynthia said, this planning committee, to me, it feels like it's made up of superheroes, given what I've seen, what they can do. And it's a real joy to work with this amazing team. So my job right now is to offer you an opportunity to join this team of superheroes if you choose. So if you are interested in considering, you don't have to make a hard commitment now because your schedule may change, but considering joining the planning committee or helping to plan this event in any way. Maybe you have a little bit of time to devote or more, but either way, we would welcome that. So I have a list, a sheet here that you can sign up if you are considering doing it. We'll contact you. Your schedule may change. I understand it's not a hardcore commitment, but we'd love to have you sign up and possibly join us next time around. So I'll be passing around with this. Thank you so much.
Ok, já não chega na fim. Minta flanhosa, obrigada. Howard, do it again. Obrigada.
As our Passover Seder comes to a close, we want to say a few thank yous. I guess this is them. I think this is it. I think you should say your thing.
Shalom.
Goodbye.
Obrigada, obrigada. Please clap to our...
Shoshana Goldberg. Shalom. Tel Aviv.
Sam Slate. Te Dipos.
Da Estrela do Dia. Thank you for our amazing musicians.
Yes. And thank you to our supporters and sponsors. I want to make a special surprise announcement. This isn't on your script, Dora.
It's not.
But the planning committee asked me to give a special thanks to you. And you really have gone above and beyond. You did so much translation, outreach. You brought Zelinda Cohen to us, so much more. And this event really would not have been the same without you. I'm really grateful, and the planning committee is really grateful.
He is not lying. I brought you some amazing people. Please mingle around and find these people because they're good. They're good. Thank you. And one thing I have to say, allow me this one brag. I'll say it in English and we'll keep it short. It was my first time seeing my translation on subtitles, and I did good. We did good, actually. So.
Hi, everybody. My name's Josh Young. I'm with ABCD. We have somebody who owns a black Jeep with the Massachusetts license plates 3KKS97. You're blocking people from getting out of the parking lot. So if you could please move your car. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for this wonderful space and the opportunity to be here. Our journey together is now at an end. Thank you for joining us as we reflected on traditions that guide us, shared prayers, music. When I say end, I mean this is going to be the end.
Come on, we're still here.
Thank you for the presentations by our youth. We got to learn about our histories, our cultures, our connections, and we rededicate ourselves to building a world free of racism, anti-Semitism, and all other forms of oppression. A world of unity, of siblinghood, and peace.
Okay. Another illustrious member of my family, my niece, Ainan Jinga. Nossa jornada junto hoje já chega na fim. Obrigada por nos ter estado conosco. Que ele para mim foi uma honra de uma vida. E hoje em conquista um leão, um dragão. Obrigada por honra nos passado nesses tempos de desafios. Obrigada para nós estar conosco, para nós honrar nosso passado nesses tempos de desafios, orações, música e apresentação de nós jovens, não prendem história, não prendem nós histórias, culturas e conexão. Enquanto nós tudo nos dedica, nós mesmos, para construir um mundo livre, livre de racismo, credo em cruz, livre de antissemitismo, credo em cruz, e tudo que as outras formas de opressão, credo em cruz, para não ter um mundo de unidade, irmandade e fraternidade com paz.
That was so unfair. We told you there are amazing people here, and then we told you to be quiet. So now you can meet all those amazing people. Boa noite.
Shalom. So we did good, didn't we? This is another
I would love
amazing
if you end up with that photo. I would love to.
Dever cumprido.
Yeah. It's later than I thought, so I'm going to go out pretty soon to get home for bedtime.
I feel
Oh, Sarah says, okay. She says no need to rush back. Okay.
Sarah's cool. I like Sarah.
That was very generous of her. I look
It's right there. It's right here. It's right here. I got it here.
alabar a Dios, créense cuáles son los cuatro.
Cuatro madres nuestras son, Sara, Rivka, Lea, Rachel. Tres padres nuestros son, dos Moshe y Aarón. Uno es el Criador, Baruch, Baruch Shelo.
Quien supiese, entendiense, alabar a Dios, créense cuáles son los cinco.
Cinco libros de la ley, cuatro madres nuestras son, tres padres nuestros son, dos Moshe y Aarón, uno es el Criador, Baruch, Baruch Shelo.
Supiese, entendiense, alabar a Dios, créense cuáles son los seis.
6 días de la semana, 5 libros de la ley, 4 madres nuestras son, 3 padres nuestros son, 2 Moshe y Aarón, 1 es el Criador, Baruch, Baruch Shelo.
Quien supiese, entendiense, alabar a Dios, créense cuáles son los 7.
7 días con Shabbat, 6 días de la semana, 5 libros de la ley, 4 madres nuestras son, 3 padres nuestros son, 2 Moshe y Aarón, 1 es el Criador, Baruch, Baruch Shelo.
Quien supiese, entendiense, alabar a Dios, créense cuáles son los 8.
8 días de la Milá, 7 días con Shabbat, 6 días de la semana, 5 libros de la ley, 4 madres nuestras son, 3 padres nuestros son, 2 Moshe y Aarón, 1 es el Criador, Baruch, Baruch Shelo.
Quien supiese, entendiense, alabar a Dios, créense cuáles son los 9.
9 meses de la preñada, 8 días de la Milá, 7 días con Shabbat, 6 días de la semana, 5 libros de la ley, 4 madres nuestras son, 3 padres nuestros son, 2 Moshe y Aarón, 1 es el Criador, Baruch, Baruch Shelo.
Quien supiese, entendiense, alabar a Dios, créense cuáles son los 10.
10 mandamientos de la ley, 9 meses de la preñada, 8 días de la Milá, 7 días con Shabbat, 6 días de la semana, 5 libros de la ley, 4 madres nuestras son, 3 padres nuestros son, 2 Moshe y Aarón, 1 es el Criador, Baruch, Baruch Shelo.
Quien supiese, entendiense, alabar a Dios, créense cuáles son los 11.
11 tribus sin Yosef, 10 mandamientos de la ley, 9 meses de la preñada, 8 días de la Milá, 7 días con Shabbat, 6 días de la semana, 5 libros de la ley, 4 madres nuestras son, 3 padres nuestros son, 2 Moshe y Aarón, 1 es el Criador, Baruch, Baruch Shelo.
Quien supiese, entendiense, alabar a Dios, créense cuáles son los 12.
12 tribus con Yosef, 11 tribus sin Yosef, 10 mandamientos de la ley, 9 meses de la preñada, 8 días de la mila, 7 días con Shabbat, 6 días de la semana, 5 libros de la ley, 4 madres nuestras son, 3 padres nuestros son, 2 Moshe y Aarón, 1 es el criador, Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo.